Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar on how can IaaS providers optimize billing automation. I am Kishore from EVAP marketing team and I will be moderating today's webinar. Over the past few years, cloud computing has evolved substantially and showed it their requirements. During this webinar, we will try to attempt to discuss how we can address those requirements for this IaaS segment. For this, I have Mr. Kashyap with me today. Kashyap is the subscription management specialist with our organization and he will take you through today's webinar. Before I hand over the presentation to him, let me introduce EVAP. EVAP is a subscription management, metering and a billing solution for cloud computing operators. We have more than 14 years of experience in providing solution to the cloud computing operators. We have 150 customers across 30 countries. And to name a few, providers like Giant, BSNL, a leading telco in India, are our customers. During the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the chat window to post the question. We will take the question answer session at the end of the presentation. Now let me hand over the presentation to Mr. Kashyap. Kashyap, over to you.
Thank you, Kishore. As Kishore introduced, I am Kashyapa and I am working for EVAP as a subscription specialist. Coming to today's presentation, we would be discussing on various challenges in IaaS billing environment and how a subscription-based billing system, typically like EVAP, will address the same. And during this, we will be discussing across integration with various services, optimization of various business processes, and how actually EVAP interacts with various systems in your ecosystem. So let me just start the presentation by first talking a little about subscription model of billing. Well, subscription is not a very new concept. We have seen subscription for many years now. We subscribe all the time to magazines, newspapers, or many other services like them. And over the period of time, service providers like telecos have made this subscription model even more popular, where you're able to subscribe to services and pay a fixed amount of money every month and use the services accordingly. And then the subscription model became a little more complex, like the bill being generated based on the amount of usage you do. And this concept actually optimized results for many industries across many segments. So this was the primary development, how subscription has evolved into what it is today, from what it is just like a subscription newspaper subscription or magazine subscription a few decades back, to whatever complex subscription models that we are seeing today. Now, when we consider the revenue possibilities or the key benefits in terms of revenues or any other process, we see that subscription model gives you a much better continuous revenue streams, which is not possible for a typical one-time payment kind of for a one-time payment services. If a financial guy really analyzes the amount of money that he gets over a period of time, he will definitely know that after making all his books, after seeing all his books, he'll know that the money he gets through subscription management over a period of time, is the value of it is much higher. And in addition to this, the revenue flows are not just higher in terms of subscription model, but they're also more sustainable, which means you get revenues on a periodic manner in line with your expenditures in your organization. So that actually makes the running of your business much more easier and much more efficient. So apart from this, we also see that customers will not be ready to pay, let's say, $12 for a 1-year subscription, but they'll be very happy to shell out $1.5 every month for the same subscription, which actually where they actually end up paying $18 rather than the $12 in the previous scenario. So these kind of changes, these kind of differentiators in the subscription model have also been have also been successful in gaining customer acceptance. So now let us come to the cloud adoption model, or the way in which cloud has started evolved, and it's currently the kind of state in which it is. Now in this representation, I didn't just consider a typical IaaS provider, but I have also considered all the cloud services, because we see that when if something is binding cloud together, then that would be the kind of business model that they all function on. IaaS typically functions typically functions like in a subscription model, like the one we are seeing. Before we study that, we have to know a little bit about why actually cloud has moved into a subscription model. So let us consider the scenario where we talk about the benefits that come with a subscription model, and how these benefits can act as leverages, or as leverage to mitigate the challenges that you face in cloud. Subscription model basically gives you a continuous cash flows, where the cloud model is trying to convert an operational expenditure model into a capital expenditure model into an operational expenditure model, rather than making somebody pay for the servers upfront, thousands of dollars. You can ask them to pay over a period of time, which subscription model has already subscription model of billing has already subscription model is a very suitable model for such kind of delivery. Excuse me. We see that subscription model also gives you overall higher revenues compared to a one-time sale model. When we see about the cloud, where the flexibility of usage and pay, people are due to the flexibility that cloud offers, or the flexibility of not just usage but also the payment methodology that cloud uses, they are ready to pay a higher amount of money. But how will you make them pay a higher amount of money? Through subscription model. Now when we see subscription, it's a basically a low cost model, or or the amount of money that the customer pays for the services is less at one time, at least actually. So that is actually a very good mod that has been a good model, or better customer reach is a very important thing for cloud, because cloud is not just made for enterprises or some SME segments, it's for everyone. Now today you see many service providers coming up with variety of services, and we clearly are people who are working in this industry can comfortably say that cloud is for everyone. And when we see about a faster customer acquisition rate, of the rate at which the subscription model acquires customers, it's phenomenal, which is exactly what a cloud business model needs. Now this is the head-on comparison of whatever challenges that a cloud has, and how that has been addressed by a subscription model. Now in a subscription model, it's a great thing. It gives you a lot of revenues. It helps you optimize your business process, but nothing comes without a cost. So let us discover a little, or let us discuss a little bit about the challenges in a typical subscription model of billing, where the cost of billing, which is a recurring billing, or which happens over a period of time, again and again, every month or every quarter or every year, this activity becomes a tedious process. So that should be addressed, the first key challenge. The second thing would be the higher efforts are required. I mean, if a human being is doing this, let's just an accountant is doing this activity, it's a repetitive process for him, and it demands a lot of his physical energy. And the third point is the usage based billing in cloud is a very big challenge when it comes to billing them based on their usage. I mean, 10, 20, 30 customers you can bill them on manual, but anybody who has crossed 100 customer base will really know the pain in billing their customers based on their usage manually. So the fourth and the most important thing is, all the above points talk about one single problem in revenues, that's the revenue leakage. These revenue leakages clearly occur due to one, due to a human error, or two, due to a delayed billing. Both of which can actually be prevented by using an automated system with necessary flexibility. So that is the primary agenda of today's discussion that we will be talking about. So when we talk about cloud, okay, we have discussed about subscription model of billing, okay, subscription, everything. But let us talk about the cloud. What actually is cloud, and what is the kind of billing requirements that actually cloud model, business model has? We see that the billing management is typical to many other many other services in the industry. It's not very different from whatever it has been till now, where the subscription based billing takes place, where you define price plans, where you maintain a catalog of services, where your customers will be able to pay for the services, and then there are those are the the key variables. And there are additional variables, like there are discounts, there are time-based discounts, there are region-based discounts. Many things can be added. But apart from that, it's more or less a primary billing. But when it comes to partner management, we see that cloud, nobody has all the know-how to run a complete cloud services from scratch to the end customer. So you need to have vendors who are servicing you or providing you with various services, various solutions that are required. And we often see that these service providers do not function on a one-time basis, payment basis. They work on revenue sharing model. That's the exact word. So you need a partner management system where you'll be able to manage all your partners in the catalog and see what they're selling and how they're selling and what should be given to them based on their sale or based on your sale. So apart from this, there is also a revenue settlement model where there are some business entities that are entitled to a share of your revenues. So this should be actually be done based on a predefined commission percentages. Coming to the quotation management, we all know that we all know that when an enterprise sale happens or a B2B sale happens, typically there are many iterations of negotiation stages that happens before a deal is finalized. So it is very important that we address this challenge, and for which we have come up with a quotation management system. And this quotation management system typically talks about how you generate a quote, how the quote is approved, and how it is disapproved, or what should be done when it is disapproved. Logics of these types can be defined in this. And inventory management is another module, is another area where the customers start using the physical hardware of service providers. So these are the key types of key business billing challenges in terms of cloud. So when we talk about EWAP offering, the primary offering comes to price plan management, pricing management, discount management, and integration management. Price plan management basically talks about, you might have seen you might have gone to a typical IaaS service provider, and you have seen that they have 3 plans where each plan is a server, has a server configuration attached to it, and you see there is a price attached to it, and this price might be in dollars. But when you choose to pay in euros, it actually comes down. And if you're trying to pay it in Kuwaiti dinars, it might even come down. So this is pricing management, which is the second aspect of whatever we are speaking. And now we all know that this price is very much flexible to be changed, and the service provider wants to give a discount for Christmas, or let's say Thanksgiving. Some that should the billing system that actually handles all this pricing and price plan management should be able to handle the discounts. So in EWAP you will be able to define all these discounts. Apart from these 3, the integration services are very key, because we know and we understand that EVAPT is not a standalone system. It is actually functioning with many different systems as a part of a very big ecosystem. So in this so integration plays a very critical role in terms of addressing the billing challenges. So before I talk more about our solution, our key benefits, or a lot about integration or anything, I just wanted to show you how actually EVAPT interface looks, or what it actually has. So when we talk about a price plan definition, we all know that there are various parameters attached to it. Let's just say what is the starting date, or what is the ending date. What is the price that should be popped up on the website when the customer wants to see the cost of when he wants to see the cost of the price plan, or what kind of payment is available in this price plan. I mean, is it a prepaid model, or you can use it and then pay for it? And those kind of parameters can be defined in this. But then the service provider also requires a flexibility to choose who wants to see, who he wants to sell. I mean, he wants only his existing customers to sell. He wants existing customers to subscribe to the services. He can very well do that. Or he just wants the banking industry or the oil and gas industry to just buy this software. He can do that. Apart from this, each price plan functions. The billing frequency attached to every price plan is not the same. So you will be able to attach an individual. The billing frequency for every price plan can be defined using this interface. And the other variable that you can control is which region does this price plan has to pop up in. I mean, the California price, you don't want this to be available in the New York region. You can very well define it as per your requirements. And then you can also define which of your resellers can actually sell these services based on whatever definition that you have given here. You will be able to define who you want to sell and who should not be able to see these price plans. And when it comes to definition of prices or attaching a price to a price plan, you have the flexibility to basically define the price plan to any price plan based on what currency you want to define, what regions you want to define the currency for, what customer types. You want a customer like banking industry to just buy it for $8, or some other industry to buy it just for $10. You can as well define it as per your requirements. Coming to the definition of pricing details, you'll be able to define what are the discounts, what are the how much discounts do you want to give, at what period of time do you want to give, what is the effective date, effective time period, or do you want to give a flat discount or a percentage discount. All these details can actually be mapped in EVAPT interface, and once this is mapped, it will be automatically updated in the whole system. And when you're billing and when your customer arrives to your website and tries to buy the services, you'll be able to use them right away. Now let us talk a little about the integration capability and the importance of integration. When we talk about integration, in a typical billing ecosystem, we find that the CRM, ERP, financial and accounting system, and payment gateways are the key services that play a very important role in billing. So let us discuss about each solutions importance in the ecosystem. When we see about when we consider CRM integration, it is important because once the orders are actually the contract information, or the orders are all defined and managed in CRM until it converts into a customer. So the information that is required for a billing system to bill its customers is actually defined and ready for it to take it from a CRM system. So we find that integration with CRM actually brings down a lot of effort required to define the details or various other details or regarding a customer before even he becomes a customer of the service provider. So this actually brings down the time and effort required to generate contracts or start billing, and it also increases the efficiency, and it is also compatible. And apart from this, EWAP has in the past integrated with various CRMs like Salesforce, Siebel, or Microsoft GP, Dynamics GP. I mean. It basically has the ability to integrate with the multitude of CRMs, both small and large. Now we understand that billing system is not just a part of an ecosystem; it is also part of a bigger picture, that is a process, in a whole industry, a whole organizational process. So when we see the billing system interacting with various other systems in its ecosystem, one of the important such system is ERP, where the ERP consists of much more information, much comprehensive information regarding the organization's resources, which should be updated from time to time based on the billing system's activity. So this integration will actually fit into your ERP will actually fit into your ERP's working process seamlessly with the help of our integration ability. And even in your ERP, EWAP has the ability to integrate with systems like SAP or any other Oracle ERPs. Many other ERPs can be integrated with EWAP billing system, and it is very straightforward to think that financial accounting system integration is a very important integration, because any revenues or churn rates or any details regarding the billing should be updated in the financial accounting, and that is a very basic requirement. And I don't think I even have to mention the importance or benefits of it, because it's very obvious. So to move on, we also have the ability to integrate with payment gateways, where the payment gateways integration will allow the customers to directly pay for the services and start using them seamlessly. So, and in any typical cloud or an IaaS business model, we see that a customer logs into the website. He chooses his services, pays for the service, he gets the credentials, he starts using it. Now this is a very colorful picture, but what goes behind is a very tedious process. And if this tedious process requires you to increase your resources every time your customer base increases, then that will be very it's not a very scalable process. It's a very challenging and a revenue consuming task. So a billing system should be able to manage this whole back-end process without any hitches, by integrating with various systems, among which payment gateway is a critical one, not just important but a critical one. And when it comes to integrating with payment gateways, EWAP has the ability to integrate with various international payment gateways like PayPal, Authorize.net, or CCA Venue. CCA Venue is actually local to India, and but yes, we have integrated with CCA Venue and many other local payment gateways across the world, like in Singapore, Australia, or some African countries, many such countries. Now, when you talk about customers paying for their services, they can either pay EWAP with the help of EWAP interface. They can either pay with a debit card or a credit card or a wire transfer. But when they can also pay through cash check or any other traditional way of payment methodologies. But the only thing is, one of your executives should be able to enter these details into the EWAP system, and if you can do that, you can even support that. Great. So now let's talk about the comprehensive integration, or we have just seen this in benefits of integration, or integration with each system as a individually. Now let us just assume let us just assume a scenario where a customer enters your website, he chooses his services, or let us say your salesperson has contacted someone. He is positive in buying your services, and let us just say that he has bought the services. He's paying for the services on a recurring basis, and he wants to and everything is fine. So now in this scenario, the CRM, the salesman enters the information into the CRM. Then this information is pumped back into the EWAP when the prospect becomes a customer, and once the billing starts, this information, after maybe every month of payment, this information should be pumped back to IFA, the financial accounting system. And for this payment to take place, the billing system should be able to, or rather in this case EWAP should be able to integrate with payment gateway, and get the necessary amount debited in its merchant account. And once this is done, the FAS should be updated. Once this is done, the ERP should be updated. So for this holistic process, and so if we see this whole process that goes in an organization in a holistic manner, we see that billing system acts as a backbone, not just as just another standalone system, but it acts as a backbone for all the billing related aspects of it. So that is what we are talking about when we talk about an EWAP. EWAP is not just a billing system, it's a billing platform based on which you can actually build many things, many integrations, many features, or you can completely define your whole business on based your billing aspects on this platform. So when we talk about all this, it's a very it's a beautiful thing that you can manage through everything through EWAP. And this integration capability that I was talking about, some would be wondering what integration that we do. We basically, our system can integrate with web service APIs, or with the help of web service APIs, or REST or REST based APIs, or an iframe technology, which is very common in a service port integration. Apart from this, we have an in-house built observer agent technology, which is actually acts as an enhancement to the web service APIs, where the web observer and agent, which are two different solutions, where agent sits in your ecosystem, and it keeps pumping the data from your ecosystem to EWAP's billing server, and this information will be processed by EWAP or applied in the more or less it will be applied on the price plans that the customer has chosen, and the end result is the complete usage based billing. So a typical IaaS provider who has a hypervisor in his ecosystem, which is able to gather all the information from about their customers' accounts, and it keeps sending all this information to the EWAP server. That is a kind of scenario that we are talking about. So to summarize whatever I have discussed till this point, EWAP basically brings down your cost of billing function through automation, and automation actually requires lesser effort than by your employees, and usage based billing you can actually extend your services to usage based billing, which will actually improve your customer satisfaction levels without actually hurting your business process. And the amount of human intervention in this is in an ideal case should come down to zero. So it will actually bring down your cost of manual efforts and human errors, cost due to errors that is caused by human presence. And this also, EVAP has also the ability to generate the bills on an automatic basis. If you can integrate it, automate it, and define all the rules, and it keeps generating all the bills at the specified time based on the logics. And that's really, a lot of work that has been transferred out of your employee's desk. And all this, boils down to better customer satisfaction, and better customer satisfaction means more bucks. So that is what we are trying to do for you. Increase your revenues, optimize your revenues, and everything. And that is all that I have for today's presentation. I mean, yeah, if there are any questions, Kishore, maybe you can take a few of them based on the time.
Yeah. Thank you, Kashyap. That indeed was a good presentation. I hope all the participants found the presentation informative. We have a few questions from our participants. Now let's see how many can be answered now. The first question goes like this, Kashyap. How do you ensure effective integration with different applications within the customer's platforms?
Well, Kishore, in our EVAP has the ability to integrate with various applications which have been developed and deployed in various platforms. For example, we have already discussed in the previous slides regarding EVAP's ability to integrate with web service APIs, REST or iframe technology, and also in observer agent technologies. And apart from this, we also understand that virtualization platforms also play. Virtualization platforms also play a very critical role in the billing process, because they have the usage details of the account. So EVAP tool also has the ability to collect those information, usage details from the virtualization platforms, and pull and apply it to the price plans and generate the bills based on that. I think that answers the question. Next question, please.
Yeah. Ability to interact in an automated fashion with payment gateway providers.
Yes, that's a very generic question. That's generic. I mean, many people actually ask us regarding that. Yes, payment gateways. In terms of payment gateways, what we can do is, in a typical business process consists of some of the predefined steps based on the security norms of the country in which you are located. For example, if you consider India has recently put some restrictions on recurring billing. No operator should do recurring billing by storing the the card details of the service provider. Now, these things like this will actually pose challenges to the growth of a company's revenues. So, and it actually happened in one of our customers' case, Kishore. So, a cosmetic company that has an international presence in more than 18 countries is trying to launch its services in India, and it faced this problem, and EVAP was able to provide them a solution. So apart from whatever predefined rules apart from whatever restrictions that a payment gateway poses on us, the rest of the generic automation process for any payment gateway can be handled by EVAP without any problem, without any customization also. It's a readily available system in all terms.
Okay. Thank you, Kashyap. As we are running out of time, we will end the presentation here. And if you have any questions from the participant side, please mail to mqindia@mindquest.com. I thank Kashyap and all of you for your time, and please send your feedback to mqindia@mindquest.com. Thank you.